So everybody giving that rapper Kodak a hard time about kind of, doing the jiggy dance at the Panther game. I don't see what the problem is. To me, look, if you're going to dance, you may as well just get naked. Just be naked all the time. And plus, the only problem I really got, though, is the name Kodak. I kind of prefer a guy with a cannon.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1,
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
All right. So we got the Stars in town tonight, and the high here tomorrow is 22 degrees. But those nights in the 50s in late August, beautiful. All right, so hockey, what do we got? We got the Stars. Last time it was that 6-5. I believe it was the shootout loss, right? That's the last time we didn't get 2 points. I don't see that happening tonight. Ottinger is in. That's the backup for the Stars. He actually has some pretty good statistics. Good young goaltender, only 23 years old. Couple of things going on here. I'm going to touch on the All-Star thing maybe with Stu tomorrow. Obviously, the only one that actually got voted in is Huberdeau. They're trying to maybe get Barkov in as that whole last man thing. I mean, Barkov is who he is, but I don't think he's really earned a spot on the All-Star team this year. Let somebody else play. Let him stay home and stay healthy. How about that? Heponiemi and Tippett. And I know you're all waiting for me to say Tippett got sent down. I'm choking. Tippett got sent down he got sent down. He earned it. Look, let him go down there, let him play. He's still a young kid. I'm going to continue to say I still think he's fully capable of becoming a 15 to 20 goal scorer, good hockey player. He's probably not a top line guy, but I think on the right team, second line, probably more like a third line player. He's still got a good future. He's played 84 games. He's got 31 points. That's not awful. He's just now living up to his draft status, so fine. Send him back down with this roster. Let him play some games. Heponiemi also gets sent back down. A couple of guys. Well, Hornquist is back. And now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of the lineup because Marchment is getting ready to come back. Well, who the hell are you going to take out? Better not be Lundberg. It's probably going to be Mammon. And to be honest with you, I get Marchment's been a good player for us, but I kind of like Mammon. I'm really liking the guy's size. Maybe they're going to flip-flop those guys back and forth. I'm not really sure how that's going to work. Stu will disagree with me. Stu will probably prefer Marchment a little bit. I would kind of like to let Mammon continue to play and develop and see where that goes. But that's ticky-tack. That's the point with the depth. And then Achari was on the ice today, so that's starting to get a little bit closer to happening. Then you look at the roster and you say, where? They had so many forwards, they had them playing D at practice. They had them playing defense at practice, which, speaking of defense, I know that's the big talk, and I've talked about it too, is are we going to go out and get a top 4 guy? Now, obviously, if you can make something happen and you don't have to overpay for a guy, anybody could always use a top 4 guy, obviously. But I like the guys we have, and the biggest thing about getting a top 4 guy for us is really about solidifying the bottom pair, right? Getting a permanent good pairing for Montour. So the idea would be if you get a Chychrun, you move Gudas down into Gudas Montour. But I like the pairs we have, and Ulevy, the more he plays, if he can stay healthy, I'm not looking at anything on the ice and thinking that's got to change. I like what we got going on here right now. And I know we could probably use one more stout defenseman for a playoff run, so I get it. I'm not into overpaying it, though. All right? You know, is Chicken a trot? Sherrod, I say his name wrong all the time. Are either one of those guys the difference in us winning a cup? Not so sure. Not so sure. Anyway, we got the Stars. I'm expecting 2 in regulation. We're at home. Beautiful. Right, so 2-0 Panthers after 1. For those of you who are members of the Patreon or YouTube members, I appreciate that. Thank you for all the support. The reason why I mention that is because after the last game, in the article that I write after every Panthers game, I put Forsling in as one of the players who needed to improve, not because he's been playing bad, but simply because I wanted to kick the donkey. I wanted to make the mule do something. I said, he needs to score his first goal. The kid needs to score a goal just to get that out of the way. And wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? Who scores his first goal of the game? That would be Gustav Forsling. Mwah! You're welcome. All right. And then Duke comes in and does what he does, which that is just a beautiful thing watching Barkov and Huberdeau and Duclair go back and forth for the goals. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. The lead in team goals. Bobrovsky looks good. This kid Ottinger has got his work cut out for him tonight. He's already stopped a couple of. He's made some decent saves. It's 2-0, but he made one save on Barkov that he had no business making. It should be 3-0. Could be 4-0 if this kid wasn't playing well so far. Other than that, like I said, Ulevy, I like this kid. I like he intercepted a pass. I mean, I like him. I don't know what else to say. I know it's always the popular opinion to say, let's make a big trade, but I'm not so sure. I like the chemistry of this team. If we bring anybody in, better be the right guy. Let's move on to the second period. So for any of you who played Little League Baseball, remember there was always that one team that had that one pitcher, right? Who clearly wasn't 12, right? Clearly was not 12. And every time you faced them, you guys would just be a no-hitter. You'd be blasted. And the coaches and your parents are all pissed off, and they're asking to see the guy's birth certificate because there's no way that guy should be playing with the kids, with the little kids. This is what it's like now. The opponent's coaches are going to start like asking for people's papers and stuff. Like, this is not fair. It's 6-0. Now this is the second time inside of 2 weeks where the fans at the arena are chanting, "We want 10," and they're not. It's a legitimate thing. It's not like a meme. They're not joking. They're like, "Come on, 6. We already got 9. Let's do 10." It's like we're watching a football team, except everybody else is playing hockey. You just can't keep scoring 4 and 5 and 6 and 9 goals for weeks on end, but apparently you can. And not only did we chase the poor kid, who I didn't think was playing all that bad, at least in the first period, but Hudolkin comes in and he can't stop schmuck anywhere. I suppose that we're good, and I'll have to agree with Stu here. In the last video, I was like, I'm kind of getting to that point. We have to win a cup with this team. How can you imagine the fire that we will all explode into if we watch this team on the ice the rest of the season and somehow they don't win a cup? Let's move on to the third period. Two big points. Now I'm gonna cheat. It's 15 degrees outside and windy. So Sam Bennett, beautiful hat trick. I even shaved today. Now I'm not gonna throw this on the camera like I've done in years past. Into the box, over the camera. Ow. All right, good. Now here's how I'm gonna cheat. It's cold in here. Don't start with me. No lip. I threw the hat, and I put the cap back on. It's a hat trick, not a cap trick. Wait a minute, let's do this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm out of words. Sam Bennett with his second hat trick of the year. And the only thing, I'm going to put up the picture now so I don't forget. The only thing that got ruined was, look, that's Stu and that's Jeff. That's Automatics, for those of you who don't know him by his first name. That's my buddy Jeff, that's my buddy Stu. They're at the game, and every game, Jeff, Automatics, will say, Bob has a shutout. And damn it, if I didn't think we were going to actually get Bob to get a shutout with Jeff at the game, that would have been the perfect ending. But he didn't almost. And all that. So it's still his fault now that we didn't get the shutout. Damn. That's the worst thing that happened. The only thing that happened bad tonight was we didn't get a shutout and Mammon didn't play well enough to keep Marchment from taking his spot next game. That's it. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Now, you know, watching the lines, the way that they're put together now, with the defense and everything, watching the whole team the way it is, the way that it's playing now. There's one thing that I've been thinking about since we came back from our break, and that is kind of that we could some of this be fresh legs compared to everybody else? I mean, since we had our extended break before Christmas, everybody else had a break too, but we had an extended break. Since we had that break, we don't look like we're playing in the same ice. The disparity in play and ability on the ice between us and our opponents, I'm like searching my mind for like is what the advantage is. How did we get that good that fast? I mean, I know we're deep, and I mean, you know, you might want to say when we lost Q, we had that little dip when we were getting ready, you know, used to Brunette, and then now we're taking back off where we would have been, you know, regardless. Okay. It's just the incredible depth that we have, and you see it now. You see it on the bench and everything. Guys are just having so much fun. They're just having fun. I mean, they're not even. And this is the point I'm trying to get to, is games like this. We've had 2 weeks of games like this. Now the one Dallas game was rough and tumble and you know, played to the shootout and everything. But for the most part, you know, when you're winning games 5-2 and 9-3 and 7-1, the effort level that you're having to expend changes. You know, this is not a team that is winning games 4-3 after beating the crap out of the other team and getting the crap beat out of them and having to play hard every night and that taking that toll on your body, especially your top line players. That's not happening. So what's happening now is that we're going to be that much fresher. We're going to be like tomorrow. It's a back-to-back, but other than Forsling, I think Forsling's the only one that even took anything remotely close to a hit tonight, which was not. I wasn't so sure that was a clean hit, but I'm not going to argue that point because we had a hell of a response from Lomberg and Bennett. Beautiful. Stu and I will talk about that tomorrow. But I just think that the more that this goes on, it's like a tumbling weed gathers moss, right? We're going to continue to remain fresh compared to the rest of these teams because like a game like tonight, let's face it, we scored 4 in the second and it was over, right? I mean, it's kind of over after the first anyway, 2-0. But then, obviously, once it gets to 4, 5, 6-0, it's over, and you're not expending that same amount of energy. You're not taking the beating the same way you would if you were playing like a playoff type of atmosphere where you're fighting and scratching and clawing for every goal and every possible point. It's going to pay dividends later on in the season. That's how teams kind of stay healthy. This is an added bonus. This is an added bonus now, and we need to just continue to take advantage of it. We've got this one more game at home, and then we go on that long. It's not that long, but the games are late. We go on the Canadian road trip, and I think we got games started at 8. 9 and 10. 10. A game starting at 10. I make no promises. The only promises I'm making with the games is there will be a recap after the game. Now, the 8 o'clock game, I'm good to go. The 9 o'clock game, probably okay. No promises in the 10 o'clock game. All right, because now I'm up to 1:30, 2 o'clock to pop out the recap. That might have to be the following morning, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right. Stu and I will be back tomorrow morning, which is Saturday morning, and then who the hell do we play tomorrow? I know the answer to the question, but I don't know I don't remember who we play tomorrow. We played Columbus. That's right. We played the Jackets, so that should be another 2 points. We're not going to pull the thing like the Leafs did with the Coyotes. We're not going to. No, it's 2 points today. It's 2 points tomorrow. We'll probably see Spencer Knight tomorrow. Give Bobrovsky a break. Beautiful thing. Everything is good. Everything is happy. Everything is sunshine and rainbows and unicorns and donkeys and 2 points. I see you tomorrow morning.